Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is gonna be a very raw video. I am going to give you guys my honest review of Duolingo. Alright, first things first, don't forget to subscribe, click that little bell so you get notifications whenever I post videos, and follow me on my social media. Alright, ever since I've been making videos on language learning, I've been getting a lot of questions and comments from you guys asking me about Duolingo, what I think about it, how I feel about the app, if I recommend it, whatever. I have used it in the past, but I haven't really talked about it, so I really wanted to come on here and share my honest opinion of the Duolingo app and what I think about it. So yeah, just stay tuned. If you don't know what Duolingo is basically an app to learn languages. There's a bunch of different languages you can learn on there, and I think one of the main reasons why Duolingo is so popular is because it's free. So with a lot of other apps, there are costs involved. A lot of people are thrown off by using an app which costs you to download, but Duolingo is free. I'm saying initially, because of course there's cost involved too in Duolingo, but I'll get to that. So having a free language learning tool is the main appeal of Duolingo. Also that it's very simple and it's built as a game basically. So language learning turns into a game. That's appealing to a lot of people, and I think that's a good and fun way to actually approach language learning. But there's a big but. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase and tell you guys the reasons I personally did not like Duolingo and why I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, so I'm gonna go point by point and tell you guys. I've seen a lot of comments from you guys saying that it helped you and that it's really good and it's free and whatever. So I downloaded the app, I tried it. To be honest, I didn't try it for very long because I didn't like it at all. Recently I've seen in one of my comments someone saying that, oh, I'm using Duolingo because you've recommended it, and I'm like, what? I never recommended it. That's another reason I wanted to come on here and make this video and tell you guys once before all what I think about the app. All right, you've probably seen and heard a lot about Duolingo. It's like one of the most popular language learning apps out there, if not the most popular, obviously because it's free, because it's built as a game, so it makes language learning fun. I think that's the reason why a lot of people enjoy using Duolingo. So when I use it, I didn't enjoy it, right? So I'm going to tell you why I didn't enjoy it. Obviously, when you download the app, it's free, so you don't have any costs involved. But the thing is that it's only going to be free for so long, like you're staying in the same basic level, and after that you want to progress. So you're staying in that free level. You don't really have a lot of features. I tried the free version. I didn't upgrade, but at the end of the day there are costs involved if you want to upgrade. I don't know what's better about the upgrade, but the free version was too basic level for me. So I did try out Italian on the app, but I think I also previously tried out a couple of other languages. Even though I'm not a beginner in Italian, there are a couple of points which I didn't appreciate, and I don't like how the app makes you learn. So I'm going to tell you what those things are. It was too basic, way too basic for me. I didn't feel that it was challenging. Another thing I didn't like was that there is basically no connection between lessons. So when you start off, you just start off from scratch. So it's basically telling you like a man, and you have to translate that into I had to translate it into Italian, but then it gives you a couple of multiple choice answers that you basically have to choose from. And I'm like, if you don't know the language at all, how are you supposed to know that? So that was the thing that I was like, okay, that's not really coherent. And then the lessons between each other are not coherent as well. Like at one point you're speaking about oh, she is a woman, and then you're speaking about this is an apple. You have to pair from words from apple with woman and man and horse and things which have nothing in common, which have no connection. I'm like, what is the point of this? And another very important thing for me is that as I said, the lessons are way too basic and easy. I don't feel any progress while doing this, okay, you're just like playing around, but then you're not really progressing. If I don't feel challenged, I don't learn. I'm like, where's the challenge in this? I think you learn by challenging yourself continually, like every day. If you're always on the same level, there is no progress. A lot of lessons are based on multiple choice answers, where you basically just have to pick out a couple of words to build like phrases, for example. And I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna start this first lesson. So this is supposed to be beginners. So it says she eats the apple, and then you're supposed to basically just guess what that means in the language. First of all, how are you supposed to know that if you're an absolute beginner? Okay, let's say you're not an absolute beginner like me, then you know it, and you're basically just juggling your way through by answering multiple choice answers. There is no grammar explanations, for example. They just suppose things that you know them, even though this app is supposed to be for beginners. But the first lesson I started with she is a woman or he is a man. How are you supposed to know that when you're an absolute beginner? So he is a man, what I just said, right? She eats. There's a bunch of random phrases which you just have to pair up. Honestly, I don't see the sense in that, and now I'm coming to the next point. Those are like some random phrases that you will most probably not use. Horses drink milk. This was a real phrase. Or like fish drink water. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, I don't want to learn phrases like that, like fish drink water, horses drink milk. If I want to learn Italian, I really want to learn useful, valuable things and vocabulary and lessons that I'm going to use, that I'm going to be able to use when I speak to native speakers or anyone who speaks that language I want to learn. So I don't want to have a bunch of useless phrases basically that I'm not going to be able to use, and they are definitely not valuable to me personally. As I said, there's no use and sense for me to learn a phrase like the fish drink water if I want to go to Italy or if I want to speak with people, right? Obviously. So I think that's the main reason why this Duolingo app is, to me, is just like a fun kids game basically. Like, why would I learn phrases like this? And the phrases I learn, I'm just like skipping through them, because they're either way they're too easy or they don't make sense at all. Like those are not phrases and things I want to say and learn. So I don't see why I should like spend my time on playing like these little games and learn this random phrases by multiple choice questions, which are way too easy to just guess your way through. So I don't know how you could learn with that, honestly. I don't want to bash like the app itself. Maybe there might be people who have learned with it. Obviously, if it's like a very popular app, obviously a lot of people make their use out of it. But for me personally, I don't see any like valuable use out of it. These are not everyday phrases that I'm going to be able to apply. You mostly learn and reinforce things when you learn things that are useful and memorable to you, things that you are going to apply. But just by learning these random phrases that you're most probably not gonna apply, you're most probably gonna forget these words. Even if they get stuck in your head, it's just like random words. It's like, for example, when I meet people saying, oh, they learned German but they can barely form sentences or phrases, but they just throw out like random words, house or like car or like beer, random words like that. I'm like, okay. Are you going to use she is a woman, he is a man when you want to speak Spanish or when you want to speak French? I most probably doubt that these are phrases that you're going to use, especially when you're starting out with the language. These are not essential phrases that you need when you start out with the language. These are phrases that come like after you've learned and acquired a lot of vocabulary. It's natural to be able to say those things, but these are not phrases that you're supposed to learn in the beginning, I think, because as I said, they're useless and senseless. There was a phrase saying like the fish is blue. Like, okay, this really reminds me of like 4-year-old lessons. So my final verdict, you know when you have a school test coming up and you know you didn't really study or prepare for it, but then it comes up and you're so happy because it's a multiple choice test and you know that you can guess your way through it, and you basically cheat your way through it by guessing. And I feel like that's how Duolingo is for language learners. It's like cheating your way through by a bunch of multiple choice guesses. Once you've acquired like the points, you get like these fire points and whatever there is on there, but I don't feel like that you've learned actually. When you're done with the lessons on Duolingo, it's just like passing by just to like to get the points, because it has this competitive side to it that you really absolutely want to earn these points and stuff. It can get you motivated and to do things and like really take on your lessons. I don't even know for who Duolingo is. It's obviously not for someone who is already advanced and wants to progress and learn more, because that's my case, and that was really not challenging at all for me, and that was the point that I'm missing with this app. It's no challenge. Like, you get a bunch of answers handed to you and you just guess everything, so there's no challenge in it. I feel like in this app there's no grammar at all involved. They just throw out things randomly at you and you're supposed to know them, and a lot of times you guess them correctly even though you didn't know the answer. And that's the thing that I don't appreciate about this app, because it's just a guessing game. It's just, yeah, it's just like a quiz to me. Please let me know in the comments below what you like about the app, because I don't see anything I would like about it. Not even the competitive like gaming side of it. Ultimately, it doesn't help you communicate effectively. I could try any other language, but I don't want to learn how to say the fish is blue, things like that. I'm like, okay, give me something challenging or give me something useful. So basically, Duolingo is an ineffective language learning tool for me personally, because as I said, I don't see the sense in learning a couple of random phrases here and there or random vocabulary that is not really applicable and that doesn't get you far at all. That was my honest opinion of Duolingo, but I still want to know about you guys, how you feel about Duolingo, if it helped you to learn, if you think you made progress and are able to speak, because there's no sense, as I said, in just being able to say a couple of bunch of random phrases but not having like a full-on conversation, right? So I really want to know if there are people out there who learned with Duolingo, who learned to actually communicate with full-on conversations. Hey, how are you? What are you doing? I'm from there, you're from there. So I really want to know. I'm interested in that. Let me know in the comment box below, and I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.